Hello, welcome back to Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. Date is February 21st, 2023. I have a true story to share with you guys today. This happened quite a few years ago. Uh, my father, long story short, my father was having some disagreement with a security guard that worked for their building. Now, my father at this point was 75, and the security guard in question was a little bit younger, but also a retirement age, maybe 68 years old, so maybe like 7 years younger. Long story short, it was a situation with two onerous old guys who had a disagreement with each other. So my dad, being the uh, self-proclaimed badass that he's always been, decided that he was going to ambush the security guard. So early, bright and early in the morning, my dad went downstairs, was hiding out in the parking lot, and here came the unsuspecting security guard. He just got off of his motor scooter. In one hand, he was carrying his lunchbox or lunch bag, and in the other hand, he just took off his motorcycle helmet and just carrying his helmet. The guy had both hands full, totally not suspecting what was about to happen. And here came my father, full of rage and, well, testosterone. I don't know how much testosterone you can have when you're 75 years old, but he was full of something. So here my dad came storming out from the where he was hiding and charged the security guard and was ready to lay into him with everything he had. Again, this was the case of two old men, uh, one slightly younger than the other, fighting. What happened next was quite unexpected. The security guard blocked my dad's first blow by lifting his lunchbox into the path of my dad's flying fist, and then proceeded to lay the smackdown on my dad with his motorcycle helmet. Long story short, my dad did not even get a single punch onto the guy. And in a very short time, my dad was down on the floor waiting for the ambulance to get there. Throughout this whole ordeal, the security guard dude never even put down his helmet or the lunchbox. He had his both hands full the entire time and just defended himself with whatever he was holding. Now, some of you may wonder, okay, so like your dad suck in a fight or something. Well, I'm not going to say that my dad is a good fighter or anything because it's not my place to judge. But I will tell you, my father has been beating people up or trying to beat people up his whole life. He's one of those angry dude that constantly want to challenge people, constantly want to uh, 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 get into a fist fight, constantly want to prove his worth. Definitely a little bit of a Napoleon syndrome. That's my dad. He's also a second degree black belt in judo. He did not learn judo in our modern, comfortable, padded floor kind of facility. No, my dad learned judo old-fashioned way back in the 60s, in the 50s and 60s in Taiwan and Japan. So you can imagine that he learned judo in the most very challenging, very grueling environments with a lot of blood and tears and sweat. So this is my long-winded way of saying my father despite his age, is not really someone to be taken lightly in a fight, especially with his judo background. Really, you get too close to him, and next thing you know, you're laying on the ground. But this security guard was able to handle him like he was a newborn kitten. We later found out that this security guard was a career soldier and recently retired from the military. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But this incident gave me the inspiration I want to talk about today. A lot of you guys, now I don't really have this issue. I never wear a safety helmet or anything because of, you know, being blind and all. But some of you ride bicycles, some of you ride motorcycles, and I hope that you're wearing your helmet like that security guard. Why? Because well, it's good to protect your brain when there's a fall or accident. It's good to have this. But uh, I shouldn't say more so, but also as a side benefit, this is a very good self-defense implement if you need one. Okay, if you're out there and you just run into someone, some other biker, some other cyclist, or some driver that want to pick a fight with you, and the person come at you with a machete or a baseball bat, this thing is going to save your life. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to properly utilize this in a self-defense scenario. Now, obviously, we can look at the construction of a helmet. It doesn't really matter what kind of helmet you have. The primary function of a helmet, a safety helmet like this, is it can take a lot of abuse. Like, seriously, a lot of abuse. I can probably take this thing and put it on the floor and go and grab one of my katana and try to split it in half, and it's probably not going to work very good, right? I might be able to scratch it, I might be able to break it, but the fact of it is, to chop through this, even with a sharp, long sword, is going to be very difficult. Um, so, can you imagine if someone come at you with a switchblade? Yeah, this would be a no-brainer. Like, this can defend against a switchblade like very, very easily. Just watch out for these holes on the top. Okay, these are some of the weak points that a knife or something may get through, especially in this kind of design. But if you have a fully enclosed helmet, then that wouldn't be a problem. So this is me saying that this thing is made to take punishment. This thing is made to protect your head. So this can protect you in a self-defense scenario as well. And it is also a very, very good improvised offensive weapon. Just ask my dad. He did not like that a single bit. There's nothing overly complicated about this. So if you want to, if you are in a situation and you find yourself needing to defend yourself against a weapon, uh, a knife or a stick, something like that, okay, you want to uh, employ what we often call the shield or buckler grip on your helmet. I'll show you guys. When you take off your helmet, there's usually the two straps that are adjustable, one on either side, right? So the best way to use this in the fight, if you want to protect yourself with it, is to loop your arm through the strap and then grip onto the rim. Now you can have the freedom of just imposing this between you and whatever is coming at you. May it be a fist, a hook at your face, an elbow, a knee, or in some worst scenario, a knife that's going to be swung at you. Okay, this is going to save your life. Also, by looping your forearm through the strap like this, if you need to, if you find yourself in a grappling situation, you can instantly let go of this and still grab the person and wrestle for the weapon or something without losing your helmet. Okay, this will just hang on your arm. And if you need to, you can re-grip the edge like this. Now, some people may see that I grip this using the monkey grip, which means I do not put my thumb inside the helmet. I grip it with my thumb and my finger all on the same side. Why is that? Because if I have my thumb on the inside of this, like that, if someone hit it hard enough, it's going to break my thumb. Okay? Because this does not have a proper handle. So if I tuck my thumb on the inside and there's enough force hitting this, it's going to jam my thumb right back into my hand or break my thumb. So I don't want that. I want my thumb to be on the outside and just curl my finger around this and then interpose this anywhere it needs to be. So from here, in front of my chest, up to the face, down to the leg, down to that side, behind. Okay, you can maneuver this very easily, very, very easily. Just use it like a small buckler, small shield. Now, what if we want to turn this into, now that we have enough of being hit or being attacked, and we want to go on the offense, there's two ways of utilizing this in the offensive situation, two different grips. One is the common flail grip. What is the flail grip? This is easy. I put my hand, I grab both strap. I loop my hand through the strap like this. So this can swing, swing, right? At the end of my hand, swing like that. Okay, don't laugh at this. This has a lot of impact force when you swing it like that, 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 okay? Considering how sturdy this helmet is, when you swing and connect with this, if you hit it, if you hit the arm, there goes the arm. You hit the head, down goes the person, right? You hit the shin, that leg is no good anymore, okay? Especially when you flail it like this, okay? Don't do very big swing. Use your wrist. The flail should come from the wrist, from the wrist, from the wrist, from the wrist. Short, quick, vicious motion, right? Down at the leg, kneecap, over at the head, okay? At the elbow, at the hand, whatever that you need to neutralize. One thing to keep in mind is unless you really know what you're doing, try to avoid back arm swings. Try to avoid back arm swings. So always swing forward, 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 forward. Okay? Why do I say you want to avoid back arm, backhand swing? Because if you guys see this, when I swing back, if I miss my target, this helmet will hit my own wrist and forearm if I backhand this. Okay, that's painful. You don't want to disable your own wrist when you're in a fight. Okay, so unless you really know what you're doing, then just just focus on forward swing, down and forward swing like that. Okay, all the motion should go from the forward, forward, down, down and forward. Try to avoid the backhand because this is going to whip right into your own wrist, right? This is grip number one, the flail grip, a very good way to utilize your helmet in a conflict. Grip number two is the tray, the tray grip. Uh, so you hold it. In this case, you want to hold it with both hands, cup it over the edge like this, from under, both hands grab the edge like this, and you hold this more or less in the chest, shoulder vicinity. When you attack, you want to uncoil and whip the opposite rim at the person. This one, you'll probably aim at the arm, or at the head, or at the face. It's a two-handed grip, like you're holding a dinner tray. Right? Again, thumb go on the outside, finger on the inside. Grab the seam bottom edge, and then whip, whip. Okay, whip. This is a very, very good grip, and it utilizes both hands. And while you're holding it this way, you can still sort of turn it one way or another to use it to block incoming attacks. Part of self-defense is all about improvising and find the best way to defend yourself. And not everyone can walk around carrying a karambit or a machete or feel comfortable using it. But since you should be wearing a safety helmet anyway, if you're riding a bicycle or motorcycle, what the hell is motorbike? Motorcycle. Uh, this is a good way to learn how to utilize your helmet in a self-defense situation. Thank you for checking out today's episode. I'll be back again tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday.